The New York Manumission Society was founded in 1785 by John Jay, who was one of the founding fathers of the United States. The society was a group of predominantly wealthy white men who fought for abolition, and particularly for the integration of enslaved people into society. Whilst many of the founding members owned slaves, they knew the institution of slavery was coming to an end. Other influential members included Alexander Hamilton, who was one of the most important interpreters and promoters of the US Constitution. The majority of the associates were Quakers. The Quakers were a religious group that were historically opposed to slave trade and slavery. After the American War of Independence, the US Constitution was adopted, which challenged the institution of slavery. The famous document states that all men are created equal, which is hypocritical considering half of America's population was indentured. The abolition movement became increasingly powerful in the final decades of the 18th century and resulted in the empowerment of black populations and political movements towards emancipation. A site of memory that represents this era of change was the establishment of the African Free School by New York's Manumission Society. The school that was established first accommodated around 40 students in 1789, but by 1834, over 1,400 students attended the school, across 7 different institutions. Whilst the school allowed enslaved children to attend, the majority belonged to the free black population of New York. Between 1820 and 1840, the free black community of New York City increased from 10,000 to 16,000 as those who were emancipated began migrating to urban areas. The main objective of the school was to prepare the African American youth for freedom. In 1799, a manumission law was passed that meant that the children of slaves would be free. Consequently, the focus of the society and their school was to prepare the next generation. Unfortunately, the society still conformed to certain racist ideologies, believing that previous or current generations were too ingrained with the slave ideology and had too many bad habits to be educated. The students therefore had the added responsibility of becoming educated enough to govern a free African American community. They had the added pressure of proving to a racist world that black people were not intellectually inferior and reconstruct the ideas about race and equality. It is not surprising, therefore, that the school became the focal point of the free black community in New York. Not only did the school give students the opportunity to gain greater social mobility, it also gave the entire community a sense of autonomy. Although white men founded the school, families were able to send their children to be educated and extend their education to others. This raised black consciousness and resulted in some interest in an important alumni. The site itself is no longer a school, but just a building. It would be fantastic if we could say that the disappearance of the school meant the disappearance of institutional racism in America, but that's unfortunately not true. Whilst the physical presence of the African Free School may no longer exist, its legacy undoubtedly does. The students that graduated influenced the leaders of the civil rights and created more tolerant societies, proving that all men are created equal, but there's a long way to go until everyone realises this.